Right, so here we are. This is practical walkies because in this one we've got Micky, we've got Lucy, we've got Amber, the noisy dogs, all the noisy ones, and then we've got, well, also Locki's a noisy one, but also Locki likes running with Micky, so I thought, okay. And we've got Riley as well. So that later on I can come down here again with Jacob and Teri with the other doggies, the more quieter ones, the ones who are going to be a bit more reserved, although Covie is amongst that lot, and she probably won't be quite that much reserved. So, hi. Indeed. This one it is, isn't it? So, yep, indeed. God, Amber looks so skinny. She was just standing there a second ago. She looks so skinny. You can see her ribbons. Well, she's eating. She's eating well. She's eating 2 meals a day right now. She doesn't need more. If I try giving her 3 meals a day, her poo's going to go all liquidy, so that's not going to work really. 2 meals a day is plenty for her. Right. So that'll do. So start feeding her up only when she's, expecting babies. That's when she gets, enough food, and then when she's had the baby, she gets more food. Even more food than that. Sometimes, being fed 5 times a day. Little meals often. To make sure she's got milk production. Otherwise, she gets incredibly skinny. But she's been this skinny ever since day one. Just how she's been. But that's quite typical Border Collie then. Not really untypical, is it? The Border Collie to be that skinny. Isn't it? Not at all. So there you go. Right. Well, anyway, did a walkies last night. That video is now being uploaded. Did talk a bit about the gym, but brain wasn't working very well, so I'm going to talk about that now. Watched the video with Athlete X. He was doing a video on chest workouts from worst to best. Now, that's quite interesting, because one that he was pointing out, which is the worst, is the cable crossover, where you do both arms, coming into the middle, coming into the front. Either way, he says if you go heavy with that, that's the worst exercise you can do for the chest, because when you go heavy, your core is having to do most of the work, as in your stomach, your back, your shoulders, everything, because of the fact, well, for example, I do, if I've got a bench on the cable crossover, I do the same exercise, but on a bench, pushing upwards rather than, in a standing position. In a standing position, the reason why that's a problem is if I'm trying to do 59k on either side, works out about 120 kilograms in total. I only weigh 80 kilograms. So obviously the problem there is I'm sort of stepping forward, trying to do this weight, and all the time it's trying to pull me back to the machine because there's more weight than I weigh. So as long as I'm doing more weight than I weigh, it's trying to drag me back. The only reason it's not dragging me back is because my core is having to take most of the weight, which means the chest really isn't doing it. When you're laying down against a bench, it can't pull you any further down than where you are. Right? So now your core isn't having to do anything at all, because you've got it covered, because you're now on a bench. Now it's just your chest. So if you're doing 59k either side on cable crossover on a bench, now it's your chest doing it. And it's your chest doing it all. And you notice it. You do notice quite a difference. He's advising do one-armed standing up cable crossover, one arm. So do the left arm first and do the right arm. Do them separately. But therefore you're standing at a different angle because you're standing more to the side, and the weight that you're actually shifting is less than your body weight now. So therefore you can cope with it because it's now less than your body weight, because instead of shifting 2 times 60k, you're only shifting 1 times 60k, which is now 20k less than what you weigh. So your own body weight is heavier, so it's not going to be trying to pull you back, is it? But it won't be able to pull you back because you're heavier than it is. So that's why that works. So yeah, he was also talking about reverse chest press. Basically, where, and it's a weird one. It is a weird one. I tried it last night. It's an odd one indeed. Basically, normally with chest press, if you're doing it with dumbbells or with bar, your knuckles are facing you, facing your face, your head. Whereas with reverse, your knuckles are now facing your feet. And you push up as you normally would. But what happens now is that your resistor muscle is now your bicep, which is odd. Really odd. You're doing it and you can feel you're working at your bicep. You think it's good. Chest. Why is it doing me bicep? Because when you normally do chest press, it doesn't do your biceps at all. Now your biceps are having a good workout. What's going on here? This is just weird. So that was odd, but okay. So I did it yesterday, well, first time with 17.5k dumbbells. Again, it was weird. It wasn't heavy. It was just weird, and it's going to take a while to get that with regards to technique, to get that right. All right, Locki, leave. Amber, walk away. Well, your technique is everything with regards to all these things. Get the technique right. So if you're going to do the cable crossover one-armed, your technique has to be right. You have to be standing in the right position, where when you're pressing, you can feel it on your chest. Problem I had last night is that my shoulders haven't recovered from the workout on Friday. So as I'm doing that, my shoulders are screaming at me. That shoulders, shut up, I'm doing chest. It's not a shoulders day today. Keep quiet over there, right? Enough. But they wouldn't. They kept on. So it's like, okay. It's like today, yeah, shoulders feel fine. I don't feel as if I've given them a workout because I really didn't. You know, so that's fine. But I think for me, I'm not going to do the one-armed at all, standing up one-armed. I think I'm just going to do the bench in there. I think that's the best way. But he was saying basically the best exercise for chest has got to be the standard chest press with either dumbbells or long bar. Yeah, because that way you can actually increase the weight on it. But I would always say, if you're looking to purely do chest, you know, not interested in the resistor muscles, any of that sort of crap, but just pure chest strength, cable crossover on a bench, because as I say, I can do 60k. At least, I mean, I was doing more than that before, 70 odd. Before first lockdown, I was doing 70 odd k. So I've slipped quite a bit. And my routine has changed since then. I was doing heavy before, I'm not doing heavy. I'm not doing maximum. I haven't done maximum for a long time. When I do a maximum, it's about 78k either side. No, it's not. But there's no way, shape or form I could do that with dumbbells. I have to get them in position. I couldn't do it. Cable crossover, yeah, I could do that. So cable crossover, to me, it makes sense to say that's the best one to do. Certainly, yeah, because you're against the bench doing the same, and you're pressing up the same, but you've now got more weight there. I think that has to be the best one. Certainly if you're talking about building muscle, yeah, that has to be the best. He didn't really look at that. I think he's talking, I don't know, because he was talking about long bar as well as, if he's just saying dumbbells, I understand that he could be talking about your stabilisation and all that lot as well. You know, getting the balance there and your technique right, and slowing it down, that sort of stuff. But you can do that, slow it down with the cable crossover anyway. You can make it harder for yourself by all that sort of stuff. Wait, Amber, come this way. Come on. There's like Locky's already gone. Careful, Luce. Careful, Lusky. Careful, Lusky. So basically here we've got Lucy Mummy. Riley is a puppy of Lucy. And Locki is a puppy of Riley. So, there you go. 3 of them in a row there. Hi, Locki in the middle. The dad on one side, grandmother on the other side. Cool. Good stuff indeed. Alright. Yeah, as I say, I will go tonight and no idea what I'm doing tonight. It's possible I will do a little bit more of what I did last night. Certainly the reverse press. I want to go a bit heavier with that because I can do it. It wasn't that heavy. It's just getting the technique right. But that's why maybe I won't go heavier. Maybe I'll just go the same weight, 17.5, because really it's about technique. It's about getting it right, so you're pushing it just right, so the angle is just right. You know, because that's where the problem comes in. Because you're not used to it, your arm is sort of where your knuckles are facing. One's facing left, one's facing right. That shouldn't be the case. Your knuckles should be facing your feet. But they're not. They're facing a more angle towards left and right than they are to feet. So I've got to get that sorted. Now that's going to take just time getting used to it and getting used to the new position of holding the weight and then go heavy. I think that makes sense. Yeah. Oh, today. Change the subject a bit. I mentioned him yesterday, Mr. White, Jim White. Oh, in that video. Oh, that man. Oh, he's such a ridiculous human being. I really can't stand people like him. He's one of these, he's a bloke who would be perfect as an old woman. You know, anything's mentioned. Like they were talking about the fact that fans who didn't have tickets getting into the stadium and taking other people's seats. And Jim White's going, oh my God, really? Oh my Lord, oh Jesus, that much, that bad, oh wow. So, shut up, you moron. He's basically acting as if the worst thing that could possibly happen has happened. You know, saying that it should stop England from getting the 2030 World Cup. It's like, look, as Simon Jordan was saying, put it into context. Yeah, you maybe had 1,000 or so people doing this. Well, as he said, in other countries, yeah, you have far worse than it. Far worse than it. Far worse is going on than that in other countries, football matches. Yeah, you look at racial abuse, I say, you get far worse than that on a regular basis. Yeah, in this Euros, during the matches, you had abuse being thrown by the Hungarian fans and Polish and Hungarian fans were shouting, and doing monkey chants and all that sort of stuff. So therefore, people going on Twitter saying racist hatred towards Saka and Rashford and Sancho because they missed the penalties. It's morons. You can't legislate for morons. You just have to ignore them. But of course, Jim White, going hysterical over it, basically. And Simon Jordan was saying, you're slandering the country here. You're making out that the minority is the majority. But that's who we are as a country, which is just wrong. And of course, Jim White didn't want to accept that in any way, shape or form. Oh, he got quite offended when Simon Jordan said that. It's like, but that's what you're doing, really. He does it all the time. All the time. And he says some of his most ridiculous remarks just before they go for an ad break, because he's the one in control of that show, basically. They tell him when to go to the ads, so therefore he knows when the ad is coming up. And he'll come up with some stinker of a comment. Really left-wing stupidity just before the ad, so nobody has a chance to say anything. But, oh, Jesus Christ. And then, like today, they had some bloke on who was ex-copper, But he's then talking about, oh, but the fans wouldn't have done this if the Prime Minister and the, Priti Patel, I forgot what the position is, but the Prime Minister and Priti Patel haven't been talking about the fact that it's okay for fans to boo the players for, taking a knee. He's saying, well, if they hadn't been doing that, the fans wouldn't be doing this. Don't be stupid, you complete bloody moron. You're obviously against the Prime Minister. You're not Conservative, you're obviously Labour, and you're pushing your political agenda on this thing. You should the people running the show should have shut you up straight away. As soon as you start going down there, they should have shut you up and said, yeah, but that's just ridiculous. You can't say these people wouldn't have forced their way in. Yeah, if these leaders hadn't said about not booing. And one of the football players come out with that. One of the football players come out and said, oh, yeah, you had the Prime Minister and Priti Patel talking about, it's okay for people to boo the players taking a knee. But if they hadn't done that, these racists would have known that we were against racism. Excuse me? You've had a programme called Racism Out in football for the last 20, 30 years. And yet, these morons still come out with this racist abuse. You are an uneducated moron. You come out with this crap. Yeah, you're an immature little footballer who knows nothing at all. You're a little kid. Shut your mouth. Yeah, don't come out with all this crap, basically accusing the leaders of the country of being the reason why these morons come out and say these things. You don't know what the heck you're talking about. Shut up. But goodness me, what these people come out of me. Right, come this way. This way. Here comes Locki. Here comes Locki. Here she comes. Here's Locki. And Locks. And there she goes. Here we go. There we go. It's only a quick walk. It's just a case of giving them a little walkie so they can be fed. That's me. Go on you go. Micky. No, too big. Too big, my boy. So it's 5 in this walkies, and I'll come down again. Well, in about an hour, I guess, with the others. Right. No, well, put it this way, with regards to all this racist stuff, I've said before, and I'll say it again, the best way to deal with these people is just ignore them. Just ignore them. Yeah, they won't stop. It will slow them down, because if they're getting no responses, they won't keep bringing it up. They won't keep saying this stuff. If they're getting no joy, they're getting joy. When they're getting football players come out and say the crap that he said, yeah, and then Marcus Rashford come out and apologised, but then said he wouldn't apologise, whatever, for missing the penalty. Well, I responded to him and just said, look, yeah, okay, you had pretty much a pretty poor season for United, because in his apology, Rashford said he only had that 1 minute penalty to impact English chances in the final. That he really didn't have any game time before that. It's like, yeah, because you were really, really poor during the season. You hadn't actually proved during the season that you deserve to be in ahead of a 19-year-old kid. Right? You've been playing, 4 seasons now? And this kid's been playing 1 season? He gets in ahead of you? Yeah, to United fans, you should apologise. I mean, thankfully, none of them were really paying for tickets to watch you play, otherwise you would have to apologise. No, I just said to him, look, yeah, that's the case. You've had a pretty poor season for United. That's why you only had a tiny bit part to play. It was unfortunate. It won't happen. But stop replying to these morons. Because when you do that, you're engaging with them. What they want is you to engage with them. And that's stupid. Don't do that. If you engage with morons, the morons think, we're getting the attention we want. Don't give them attention. Don't give them any attention whatsoever. Well, put it this way. they won't necessarily stop, but they'll go and find someone else. They'll go elsewhere. I mean, these people, they get angry, they say stupid stuff, right? That's all. Most of these people that say this stuff that comes across as racist, they're not racist. They just say stupid stuff when they get angry about that. They see a way to attack you. And the most obvious way to attack you is the colour of your skin. Right? Does it mean they're racist? No. Do they do that all the time? Probably not. No. No. So, yeah, recognise that. Recognise that it's what it is. It's people being highly frustrated, highly angry, looking for a way to release that. And they target the free players who miss penalties. It just happens to be the free players that miss penalties were brown skinned. That's it. It just happens to be that was the way it was this time. There's no reason why you missed the penalties. Your skin colour wasn't anything to do with the reason why you missed penalties. It just happens to be that's the way it was. Harry Maguire, Harry Kane, both pinky skin, they scored their penalties. Did they score their penalties because they got pinky skin? Nope. No, they scored their penalties because they were having, I think Harry Kane is a usual penalty taker. Maguire, I have no idea why he took one and why he scored. No idea, he's not the usual penalty taker for United. So, I think he's a bit sure of himself, which is probably why he took it. Saka shouldn't have taken it, not the fifth one. Yeah, if you want Saka to take one, let him take the third one. Yeah, let him take one right in the middle where it doesn't really matter. The fifth one? Again, if you want to do that, have Sancho take the fifth one. Have, Kane take the fifth one. He's played the whole game, he's got used to the game. You had the players who haven't really taken any part in the game, much for Sancho, take the first ones, then Saka take the third one, then have the two most likely to score, take the last two. Well, the last one is where there's most pressure, right? Certainly if it's this to win or this to not lose, the pressure is incredible. England's first final in 55 years. This one kick to keep him in it, and you put it on a 19-year-old? Nah. And so the manager is to blame. The manager is to blame. But actually, is Southgate even on Twitter? Probably not. Locki? Come on. No, I don't think Southgate is probably on Twitter. I don't think he probably is now. But because Southgate knows that he would take a ton of abuse if he was. Amber, come here. Stop eating rubbish. Do you want food when you get home? Then stop eating rubbish. Hang it up. Be a good girl. Oh dear. Yeah. But I say, look, if you're brown skinned, look at racists the same way that I would look at a complete moron. Yeah, a babbling idiot. Would I respond to a babbling idiot? No. No. I don't. In fact, generally speaking, do I have conversations with the people around me? The people who want the trouble, who want the problems? No, I don't. Because again, that's what they want. They want the attention. They want to say, oh, I've got a reason to be nasty because you said this, you said that. Exactly the same as a racist. Exactly the same. You just ignore them. Do you speak their language? It's in that language. Then no, so ignore them. Yeah, simple. Yeah, can you understand what they're going through? Well, not if you see them purely as racist. Of course you can't. So again, just ignore them. If you understand it, that they're frustrated with the way the game went, they're frustrated with the fact that England basically, wimped out again. didn't really even try to win the game. Yeah, that's enough to make anyone frustrated, any fan. Especially the first time fans are allowed back in the stadium, for goodness sake. They pay huge amounts of money, they travel great distances to go and see you, and that's what you do. And again, I don't blame Sancho or Rashford for that. They only had 1 minute on the pitch, 3 minutes. 3 minutes on the pitch is what they had. You can't blame them for it. You can't blame Saka, he's only 19. But the older players, Kane, yeah, you can blame Kane for that. You can blame the older players for that because they're the ones who, basically, they should be the ones taking the lead in the game, shouldn't they, really? Yeah, they are the mature players. They are the leaders of the team. So, on the pitch, they should be leading. They weren't doing that, clearly. If they were leading the team to basically roll over and show their belly to Italy. To submit, basically. Be a good little boy, England. You submit to Italy. Go on. You're just a pup, aren't you? You behave like one. Didn't you, really? Behave like a little puppy. Rolling over, showing belly to the big dog. Well, of course, fans should be annoyed about that, especially if they are paying lots of money travelling, and they were seeing the same thing again as we saw against Croatia in the World Cup semi-final. Fans should be annoyed by that. Of course they should, yeah. But, I say, don't take it out on the players who really shouldn't have been expected to have done anything in that game, really. Shouldn't have been expected to be the ones to carry the team through. But, there you go. Someone's making some weird noises here. I found a horn by the sounds of it. Okay. Yeah, I'll bring the puppies down there. It's a good area for them, I think. Yeah. Come loose. Good walkies? Yep. You're good? Okay. Good stuff. Good walkies for the babies. Let's get you home then, shall we? Right, home, get rid of your hufties and pufties, get the babies out, get them to do the pee and poo, get them in the car, get the others in the car and come back down and here we go. Yes. Indeed. Shift your butt. That's her. She's a sweetheart. She really is lucky. Absolute sweetheart. Jumping up all the time though. Not good. So she'll learn. She will learn. Right. Right. In the end, it is what it is. Isn't it, really? It is what it is. Yeah, indeed. It's all fun and games. So, but as I say, look, with regards to racism, with regards to all this sort of stupidity, you've got to understand also, look at where people are. People are incredibly frustrated. There's like fans bursting into the stadium, bursting through doors, pushing past stewards just to get a seat to watch. Again, think about it from the point of view that for the last 2 years, they've been told, no, you can't. No, you can't do this. No, you can't do that. You've got to keep a safe distance. You can't go and watch football. You can't travel. You can't go outside. You can't do this. You can't do that. You can't go into a pub. You can't drink outside. You can't do anything at all. Now, all of a sudden, there's this event. England, for the first 55 years, are in a cup final in their own country. Right? Why wouldn't you want to... Yeah, so people are saying, I can. Yeah. You're only around 60,000 people. It's a 90,000 seat stadium. I'm getting in. I'm going to sit in one of those spare seats. Yeah. Was it right to do? No. Yeah, of course not. it made things a bit dodgy for their stewards and a bit scary for other people. And certainly you had a situation where you had ticket holders trying to wrestle and fight with the people who had not got tickets but forced to win. That's not good. You got a family of a couple of adult kids go in there and deal with that. That's a bit concerning, isn't it, really? Yeah. Of course it is a bit concerning. But there you go. Did you pee, Mickey? Mickey Moo? Hello. You have hellos? Good walkies? Yeah, good walkies for Mickey Moo. He's a happy boy. You're a happy boy, Mickey. You're a happy bubba. Good boy. I know you're a happy girl. Yes, you're always a happy girl, aren't you? Hey, you're a nutter. I love you. My little bouncy baby. You're a little bouncy baby. Yeah. Huh. Oh, the video last night was lovely. I say with Gracie. You notice with Gracie, when there was a person, she came to me. Yeah. So that's good. That's an improvement. That's something which is fantastic. I prefer that than her barking at people or maybe nipping someone, because then she's going to live longer, that way. Yeah. And in that case, what are you doing? Right, we're getting towards the car now, so walkies number 1 finished. Right, you take care. God bless. I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye.